Welcome to Rangers Radio on the Matchday show, the world's one and only unique live phone-in show for Rangers supporters all over the world. Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, welcome back, Bears. Welcome back to the second part of the show. You've been joined by myself again by GB. And again, like I say, keeping up everything staunch. And Rangers Radio is our AK. He's back in the panel tonight. AK, are you back with us, mate?
Yeah, certainly am. Certainly am. Aye, good evening. Welcome back to the second part.
Well, we welcome you back to a 2-2 draw, AK, and I am very surprised to be saying that, mate, to be honest. I thought the writing on the wall was a defeat, mate. But where I will give character to a certain player and praise, mate, is Brajama tonight. I think he's definitely holding down his position now, mate. And as we'll dive into the game, mate, but I just want to kind of get that out early doors. That's probably between him and Jim Goodwin's face at the end of the match is probably the two positives of that match, I think, mate.
Aye. It was. He's the guy that showed out any sort of quality in our shirt tonight. I thought his effort and endeavour, his creative displays, and obviously dispatching the penalty and that towards the end showed a bit of character, a bit of balls about him. But I thought he was one of our very few shining lights. I didn't think it was a great game quality wise, but it was certainly entertaining for the neutral. There were plenty of goals, plenty of shots at goal, plenty talking points. But it was a game we should have won. Probably should have lost at the end, and then to come away with a point, well, just need to accept it. But it's better than 0 points, I suppose.
That is, mate. That is, and to be fair, I would. It's kind of a small reward for our away fans tonight as well, that they can kind of go home with a bit of snigger that Dundee United fans will be raging that they never got the win. But it still comes back to it, mate, that I mean, this is what we've got to with this team, that we're actually happy that we're getting draws. I mean, it's a sad indictment of them. Let's dive into it, mate. So first half, it was like rabbits in headlights, wasn't it? It was end to end. But that goal for Dundee United, about the 11-minute mark, mate, it's just criminal defending it again. And again, our manager is kind of setting up the tactics, mate. Very, very high line. Begoma is pushing forward. The boy gets away with the boy at the tap, and then again, Fernandez just you can't deal with me. He's just not got any pace to catch the boy, and then the boy finishes well. Dinks it out, Jack Butland, good finish. But again, we're just the makers of their own doing, mate.
Unfortunately, I don't like these high line tactics that we're employing, but it's not just us. There's plenty of games where you see that. Listen, if you're employing that, you've got to have a really, really quick defensive line, and we don't. So we're making a rod for our own back. As you say, the boy at the top, Fernandez is left for dead, and the boy Zach Sapsford dispatches away coolly, just thinking at the onrushing Butland. You could say Butland could have stayed in his feet a wee bit longer, but he did make his cell bigger. But he went to ground early, and the guy just thinks at him. So after a promising start a wee bit, I thought 1-0 down, and here we go again.
And again, the kind of player that was starting to stand out for Dundee United was that is it Fataya? I can't pronounce his name properly, but the boy it was on the wing on the
Fata. Stick to Fata.
We'll go with Fata. He had I would probably say he was their man of the match tonight, mate. To be honest, he was an absolute menace. The way he done Tav, his wee back heel and move and go, his return and go was was really good. He was getting down the wings and he was dangerous, mate. And it's one thing I noticed with Tav as well. He was shouting at Gassama to get back. Gassama's defending the night to help his team was absolutely shocking. That first half, he was just geeing up and chasing back. He was stopping when he was basically just leaving Tav to deal with it. The boy was showing his age tonight, mate. When, like I says, I know that defenders are meant to defend and all the rest of it, but let's face it, when you're seeing that, they're just not wanting to run back and help their teammates, and you've got your captain shouting at you, come back and help him, and you're not balling your arse. It's shocking, mate. Something Danny Rowe way to look at with him.
Well, listen, you're pointing the finger at Gassama, but I'm pointing the finger at Tavernier. He does it all the time, Gary, and he's used to like a Connor Golson or a Ryan Jack or somebody for the midfield or defence digging him out constantly. If he's getting outnumbered like that, he was quite happy to let the young boy get run over the tap with Celtic in the League Cup semi-final, and the boy was getting left isolated, and there was nobody coming back to help him. But listen, this is Tavernier's for you. His inability to defend, the young legs are just running by him now. He had a poor game the night, Tab, but it's collectively though. It's not just Gassama you point your finger at. It's what you doing, Barron, what you doing, Raskin, middle of the park. It's a collective effort, but you've got to communicate with each other. You've got to be aware about players running about you and whether you're susceptible for a run round the outside of you. But there was a couple of instances the other night where Tavernier or Fernandez or that, they just let the guy run by them, stick out a cynical leg. You know, Dundee United did it and they pick up a yellow. That's what you can do. But I think collectively, I think Tavernier's got a cheek to point fingers at anybody. But the whole defence is, we know it's no great. But Dundee United were positive, and as you say, that the young boy Fata I thought was exceptional for them all night.
I agree, mate. Tav the night was honking, mate. Wasn't a great game. Do you know something? That was the night I noticed with Tav, and I know we're kind of probably jumping, we're meant to be talking about the first half, but since we're on the subject of Tav, I noticed the night that Tav at times, and even the second half, he was right up on the left-hand side trying to create the attack with another two players, whether it was Brajami and all the rest, on the left. And I'm like, you're just trying to do everything. You're trying to do the corners, the throw-ins, the attacks. You're trying to be involved in everything. And really, mate, I think the manager needs to save him for himself sometimes. I think he needs to call him back and say to him, look, I just want you to do a couple of roles in this team. You don't have to try and carry the full team to a result. And I feel as though Tav now is just trying to... Yeah, he's obviously the captain and all that, but I just feel as though he's actually been a bit of a hindrance, don't know, because he's trying to do everything and it's not allowing anybody else to... As we've seen the night with Brajami, I'm not saying that he should be on penalties forevermore or anything like that, but I just feel as though like it's maybe a time to give other players a chance to try and express themselves in amongst this team. And Tav just needs to let the reins go a wee bit to see who could flourish. Because it just seems a lot. This is every build-up. Tav's there. He's way up high. And again, then, like you say, he's getting caught at the back and he's starting to moan at players and stuff like that. I just think that like says there needs to be something, there needs to be a bit of come and go where he needs to realise that he should only really take some responsibility and allow others to flourish, mate. I don't know what your points are on that.
Well, it's nothing new, mate. It's nothing new. We've seen it all before, but unfortunately, time is catching up with Tav, and his legs aren't as quick as what it used to be to get back in position. But he's maybe feeling that he's got the responsibility because he's a captain, because he's the kind of mainstay in the team, the kind of the go-to guy, so to speak. That he feels as if he needs to do that because we're lacking in certain other areas. That's fine. If the other players recognise that we're leaving a big gaping hole in behind them, but they're not switched on enough. They're not communicating with each other. So they let Tav just do what he wants, and then we end up leaving ourselves susceptible for a break. So Tav, it's all right being that individual, but you need to play as a team. You can't win these games as an individual, as it's proved time and time and time again. It's just one of the failures that we've got in our team, and because others aren't stepping up to the plate as much. We kind of single out Tav a wee bit, but because of that, where you could be pointing fingers. Well, what were you doing, Gassama? What were you doing, Miofsky? Where was your runs, Danilo? There was a couple of times in the first half the ball went out to Magoma, and Miofsky made a brilliant run in behind. The boy didn't even look up. Gassama doesn't look up. He runs with he's looking at the ground, and it's just simple stuff. But listen, see shots on goal and all that, and the night I'd a wee quick look at it if you don't mind. Our XG tonight, they always go on about these stats and that a lot of these other pods. 4.27. That must be the highest one we've had in a long time. 32 shots at goal, 10 on target, 9 corners, 7 big chances, and their keeper had 8 big saves. So it's a game we really should have won, but we ended up clambering for a draw at the end up. Are we happy with that? No, but it's something.
No. Again, it stops them from having the bragging rights, I suppose. So back to the first half. You're right, mate. There's chances in this game. That first half, we had Danilo, we had Miofsky's header as well, and I don't know. I think the Danilo chances definitely should be better, mate. Miofsky's he's trying to turn his body and head at the same time, mate, just to try and get to go in the bottom corner. So I can't really moan too much about that. But then we get the bit of brilliance, which I was like, we've woke up. Magoma, Bob breaks them after another terrible set piece, mate. To be honest, the set pieces will come to that. I felt they were crap tonight again. But again, Bob breaks the Barn hits a shot and it deflects to Magoma, and he sets himself beautifully, doesn't he? And rattles it right in the bottom corner. Great dig, and puts us back 1-1, and I'm like, here we go. The team might actually now press on and take it to this Dundee United team.
Yeah, what a hit, young Magoma. First goal for Rangers, and what a goal. You'll remember that. 30-yarder, he couldn't have hit it any sweeter, and it just stayed hit. Arrowed it right into the kind of bottom corner and past their keeper, through a ruck of players as well. So, brilliant hit to come back one each. I thought we were clearly in the ascendancy at that point, but we're still vulnerable on the break. I've got down with the boy Fata again. I thought he was a thorn in our side all night.
Yep, mate. Again, I wonder who's like scouting these type of players and stuff like that. I mean, you got to wonder sometimes when these guys are absolutely ripping our boys apart. Then you're like, well, why have we not been able to spot this? And we'll come on to our £8 million striker in the second half. But good to get 1-1, and it was good to see his celebration. He was right pumped up with it. He was right out at the fans and stuff like that, and get the arms in the air, try to G us up, which is good to see. It shows that they are up for this, and they're trying to show what we are expecting, which is a Rangers team that's challenging, mate. But again, we end up reverting back to type too much, and I think as we go into when we went into the first half, I was quite happy with how the team was. I wasn't really expecting too many changes, to be honest, mate. Maybe up front because the two of them were a bit stale. I know they had their chances, but I was like, well, maybe we'll give them another up to the 60-minute mark. But again, they come back out the second half, mate. And again, Dundee United's physicality kicks in, mate. And Button's called upon as well. And again, where the makers early and doing. Don't get me wrong. Dundee United were challenging. The goal that they get is for a bit of brilliance, mate. Again, with the boy Fata. So it's, I don't know what else to really say about it, mate, in the sense that the second half was mostly Dundee United for me, mate.
Well, early in the second half, if you can remember, Bajrami had a good hit. Keeper made the save. Ball went up there, and Danilo hits the bar for an overhead kick. We should have really went 2-1 up at that point, but as you say, later on, the boy, I think it was a set piece with Dundee United, came to the edge of the box. Butland makes a good save on the line, and he dispatches it as well. And at that point, Dundee United, the Tanna Dice was certainly lifted, and you know that they looked on the ascendancy. Fortunate, I thought a wee bit with the handball for Fernandes at that point of the game that could have killed the game. But to be fair to the resilience of the Rangers players, Danny Rowe made a few changes, and we kept going, and eventually got our rewards.
Aye, we did. The one with Bajrami there, the tap for Raskin, again unlucky with that one, wasn't he? A great bit of skill to put that ball in. I'm trying to think of it more, because like I said, you just fall into that realm where Dundee United was just kind of dominating me. But again, we made the changes. What did you think about the changes in that second half, mate? The Danilo, Raskin, Tav substitutions. Was that an eye opener, or was that just basically resting the legs?
No, I think changes had to be made. Personally, I would prefer Danny Rowe to make the changes a lot earlier. I said that in the pre-match show. I'd have liked to have seen, like say, Cameron and Curtis, who again warmed the bench all night. I thought they deserved, whoever the subs were, recognise and get them on earlier than what you were doing. But he's putting them on in 77 minutes, and he's basically giving them a quarter an hour, 20 minutes at the best, to make an effect on the game. I think the changes had to be made. I think Aaron's for Tavernier, aye. Chermiti missed an absolute sitter, for goodness sake. And Diamondi for Raskin, you could question that a wee bit. But Asgard coming on again instead of Cameron or Curtis. Question marks for they ones, but it is what it is, mate. I think we better get these phone lines opened anyway, Pally. What do you think?
Aye, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, mate, Chermiti. I know, like you say, it's on at 77 minutes, mate. And Asgard as well, getting popped on at 88 minutes. What you really expecting at 88 minutes? But the Chermiti chance is just, I'm maybe jumping the gun, but I think we need to really look at either cutting our losses with him. We need to do something with him in January. Either he needs a loan, or Danny Rowe just needs to keep using him as a substitute, because that guy, he doesn't look like a football player, mate. You give Danilo that chance, you give probably boy Curtis that chance, mate. They're burying
it. Well, I don't know about Danilo. Listen, anybody with any sort of gilt edge, finish about them should be putting that away. It's laid on a plate for him. I don't think he even connects with it. 6 yards out for goal. It's right in front of goal. Just connect with it and it's in. Big Mark Catley would have snapped that up years ago. But just before that as well, I've got Magoma. There was a great ball come in for the right-hand side and it fell straight to him. But the keeper made a smart save at his near post. But even then, I thought we should have equalised with 10 minutes to go. It was a game, as I say, loads of chances in both sides. Both sides will probably feel they've done enough to come away with a victory. But 2 each, I would say we got a wee bit fortunate with the penalty. Although for me, it was 100% a penalty. I was listening in Premier. I don't know if you were or no, but that Michael Stewart showing his colours again. That's never a penalty, off.
Oh, he was one that called back after the goal was scored and everything, wasn't he? He was wanting to speak to the referee at the full time about that penalty. Is that enraged about it? Oh, I think we've been joined by a caller. Who's that? Sorry.
It's Ross, mate. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, Ross, mate. Thanks for joining us tonight, mate. What do you make of that then? What's your thoughts?
What do I think of that? Disgusting, shocking, brutal. I mean, what is going on? What is going on? I'm a Rangers fan through and through. What is going on, mate?
Well, I'll take you to a tried and tested Rangers fan. AK, can you take that one, mate?
Ross, you want to expand on it? What's brutal for you there? I know that, listen, I'm just wanting your opinion on it. We can all see what we're watching and it's no good. But what's brutal? The defence, the midfield, the attack, the creativity.
The attack, the offence, everything. It's honestly the way we're playing. We're getting beat every week. Week out. What's happening?
We didn't get beat. 2 each. Most points, definitely. The most points. And on reflection, Ross, when you see Hearts dropping more points tonight, we're blowing chances to cut the gap, aren't we? That's the most frustrating thing with tonight and Falkirk there. There are 4 points we could have crept back into play. So I get your frustration there, mate.
Shocking, mate. I mean, as it the manager again? I mean, what he's just said, he doesn't know what to do. Come on. I don't know, lads. Honestly.
Ross, just me personally, it's a hard watch. What I would say is there's certain small bits you can probably be critical of the manager. As we've kind of touched on with the substitutions. I think even our Fox has mentioned that maybe the substitutions are getting done now because he needs to rest players, or else he's going to end up burning out the good ones, and he'll be left with all the crap to suffer through this December period, which has got to be really busy for us.
Aye.
I think we're kind of in the twilight zone now, mate. I think we're just going to be seeing a lot of this now. There's got to be poor games. There'll be the odd good performance, I think. But until this guy gets January, mate, and I really hope I seen our chairman was in the stands tonight.
Aye, just seen that.
Through our social media. I'm hoping that he is ready to rock and roll the 1st of January, mate, because we need to get these players. We can't be sitting the end of January scraping about for a proper finisher in the box, mate, because the other night we're looking at Chimiti. I mean, what's that chance of?
I'm just going to say, what do you think for Saturday? What are you thinking?
Starting wise, team wise.
Aye.
Oh well, I mean,
anyway, but that's all I need to say anyway, mate. It's disgusting tonight, mate. That's it.
No, thanks for phoning in, buddy. All right.
Right, to bud.
Right, take care, mate. AK, it's just a sign of the times, isn't it? The fans are very disgruntled, and you can understand it for what they're watching week in, week out now. But I think it's just the reality, mate. There's nothing the man. We certainly can't jump too much on the manager in the sense that he's needing refreshments in there. I mean, he's needing fresh players that have got fresh ideas, and he needs time to build. Not so much build a team, but I noticed tonight, see even Giga's like shouting and bawling at the team as well. They're all getting on to each other. There doesn't seem to be. They celebrate together, but they don't seem to play together. They all seem to moan at each other. They all blame each other for the mistakes that happen throughout the game.
For me, GB, they don't play as a team. They're 11 individuals out in the park, just hoping that they play well for themselves and don't make a mistake that's going to cause a bit of grief coming for the stands or for the manager or whatever. They still look as if they're rabbit in the headlights with organisation, defending for corners, set pieces, your high line. There's nobody bossing that back line the way Big Golson used to do, the way Richard Goff used to do, Butcher. They're nobody bossing where people should be. They're nobody bossing in the midfield, carrying instructions of that. It looks totally disjointed at times. But when we get the ball and we go forward, we do look dangerous. Dundee United were all over the place as well. But our lack of quality, a lack of decision making, a lack of penetration. That final ball, that final bit of quality, we just don't have at the moment, because I think that the confidence is rock bottom with a lot of them.
I know the age doesn't, like, we've got Big Fernandez at 24 and stuff like that, but I agree with you, mate. The team thing, they look like a bunch of wee boys running about. I know we've got some ones that are older, like say your Butland and Tav and stuff like that, and Brajami. And again, he done himself no harm tonight. He done really well tonight. But see, when you look about the rest of them, the defence, they're all young boys up front as well. Like Gassama, he looks like a wee sheepish boy at times. So aye, but anyway, the tale of the game will be told by our manager, and I think Fox has got his interview ready for us, mate. So let's hear from our manager.
Danny, in the end, you leave with a point. How do you assess that game?
At first, a big compliment to my team, because we fight until the end to get a fully deserved point. We have to win this game, because we get so many chances in this game. I must say this today, we missed this big chances we had. At the end, you take a point, of course, for Rangers is too less. But when I compare today the performance to the Falkirk game, how quick we played forward, how often we break the last line, how many chances we create, then was for me a next step forward. We want to win this game, we have to win this game, but I cannot blame my team today.
Yeah, you said after the weekend's game that you lacked a cutting edge, you needed more impetus and creativity at the top end of the pitch. You got that. Is it now just the finishing touch?
Yeah, I think we come today in 4 or 5 situations where we had one against one, the goalkeeper. This is part of the story, but of course, and this is the second part, against such opponents, you have to be very clear in the defense. Every small mistake, they wait for one moment and then you have to be there. I must say, before the conceded goal, the 2-0, the 2-1, the corner should not allow it. It was a clear offside position. This player is 2 meters in offside and he can make the cross ball. I think this is also part of the story. I'm looking not for excuses, but I think I can really see what we did today. It was not the big step, because the big step is a win, but how we played today was much better. This is what I want to see from my team in the future more and more.
You touched on the defensive side of the game. You can be disappointed with the chances you missed, but the 2 goals you conceded have to be avoidable, surely, don't they?
Yeah, of course. I think the 1-0, it's too easy. It's a running duel. We are in this moment a little bit too hungry, stay behind, wait for the pass and attack then, and go in the 1-against-1 situation. We have to support each other. If we are close on the last line, then we can help each other. And then the second part, we defend 2 times the corner well. And then, it was a good dribbling, but we couldn't get in the duel in this moment. And then it's tough, because when you have 2 times where you have to come back in such a game, it's tough. But we have to go and lead, especially also after the halftime. There were so many big chances. I think this is the only thing what I can blame my team. But all in all, not the step we want, but the next step forward from the direction how we want to play.
We spoke ahead of the game about the character of the players, or the characteristics of the players, what was required as a Rangers player and a Rangers team. Did you see glimpses of that tonight, or did you see a lot more than what you expected?
At first I saw today a team who tried to bring all the stuff what we showed in the meeting on the pitch, play quicker, find more the spaces. This is one to see, but we have to be ruthless. In these moments where we are in front of the goal, we have to be ruthless to take something. And a win should be completely deserved today. But in these moments, I want to see a team step by step that we are ruthless. But for me, I want to see a team tomorrow. We wake up, we stand up, and we go again against Kilmarnock, and then we try to win the next game, and then we go looking forward.
Thank you very much for your time, Dan. Thank you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Thanks for that, Fox. AK, And the manager's very positive about it. He's happy that the performance is improved for the Falkirk match. Says there's a couple of things in the game where the referee could probably have done better, the linesman could have done better. I agree with him to a certain extent, mate, that there was a better performance there. The team did try to the end, but mate, can't pull the wool over my eyes in the sense that it's no. We can't just go, we'll go to the next game and we'll try again. I mean, we do need to see something better, mate, through this squad. Whether that comes in January, hopefully it does, but you can't just keep putting up the excuse, well, we'll see what happens in the next game. Hopefully they learn from it.
No, listen, Danny Rowe, I feel a wee bit sorry for him, to be honest with you, the situation he's brought into. But listen, he accepted the challenge, and I'm not going to. I know I said before the show, anybody critical of the manager, you should be getting your head a wobble, but it can help himself sometimes as well. Some of the stuff that he's starting to say now, I'm going, I wouldn't be saying that in an open mic. He's questioning whether the Rangers players that he's got to now get the club. Does he get the club? Because if he's happy with a draw, the supporters aren't happy with draws. They're happy with a rubbish 1-0 win or a 2-0 win, or as long as we win. That's what our club is all about. So I know he's trying to claim a wee bit of positives on the performance tonight at least, but at the end of the day, it's still another drop, 2 points, where we could have been sitting fourth in the league still, or 23 points. We're 9 points behind Hearts, and we could be 5 points behind them. But now Celtic have crept away from us as well, and the goal aggregate still isn't good. We've scored 2 goals tonight, a defender and an attacking kind of midfielder. Strikers still are on the score sheet, and that's a major concern. Danilo had his opportunities tonight. Miovski didn't really, although I thought he worked a hell of a lot tonight in between the lines and trying to create space and trying to make runs. But you need somebody to find the runs. I think Bezrami is clever enough to try and find them, so something might start, a wee relationship there between them. But everybody needs to contribute, mate. Defensively, we've got to be better. I still don't like the high line. I think Barron put in a shift the other night, but you need more than that. It's quality. It's a lack of quality in that final third that's killing us this season. And draws are nae good. Nae good. We've only lost 1 game so far, but I think we've had about 7 draws or something. That's killing us, Gary.
I think one of the callers, or I don't know if it was a panelist the other night, mate, they said that we're playing like a mid-table team, and like you says there, mate, that's the stats and everything back that up, mate. We're a team that's with all the draws and stuff like that. You're talking it's mid-table stuff. I mean, and that's not where we want to be. The manager's saying there that he understands it should be a win, but they came back and got a draw. I agree, mate. That's this kind of stuff that will annoy the fans. Is this kind of, it's all right, it will get better. Well, we need to see better. I think he's all right saying stuff like that, AK, if he's getting the wins. Like he was doing, see that kind of, in the league where he was trying to keep that 4-win ratio going, the 5-win ratio going and stuff like that. It's all right saying that, but when it starts to creep in that your strikers are no finishing, you're making very late substitutions when they're supposed to be creative players. And the biggest thing, mate, for a manager that I look for, and when you see it, and I hate to see it across the city, mate, but we see their managers come in, you see players improve. I don't see many players improving in our squad with every manager that we keep appointing. I don't see anybody lifting their game and becoming a player that can be self-owned or anything like that. And it just seems to be other teams are able to do that with managers come in, that players improve their performances. And I'm still to see it yet for our current manager, unfortunately.
Oh, well, listen, I can't blame that. I can't lay that at his doorstep there, GB. Players' confidence comes for wins. And the longer we go on with, dropping points, draws, or getting defeats, heavy defeats in Europe. That's just going to dent our confidence even more. Listen, it's them that's put us in this position. It's them that's got to get it back out of us. Our manager's lost his job. Our technical director of football's lost his job. Our CEO's lost his job. Kavanagh's there tonight. He's put in a few mil already into the club and expected it to be better, no worse. And we are definitely worse. He witnessed a few games Europe last season. He's seen how good we could play under the previous manager, under the previous players. But this is a massive regression on the park and off the park, and there's obviously something wrong. So he's there to try and rectify it. Hey, Big Al.
Hello. How you doing, gentlemen?
Welcome back.
Hello.
What's happening?
Oh, it's been a long
here.
journey. It's been a long journey.
Nice to have.
He's modernised.
We've moved you back to cyberspace.
First thing. Aye, I know. Tell me all about it. Sorry, I've not been on about it. It's been about a year since I spoke to you. But I've been still an avid listener. Just the time zones and all that. First thing we need to do tomorrow morning is I don't think the manager's good enough. And I think we should just go out, bite the bullet again, and bring in Muscat. We need I think Muscat would be a magnificent beast number 2. We need to have a manager there that's can put fear into the players, but can also put fear into the opposition team. And we need a team. I'm sick of watching. We're powder puff, man. Absolute powder puff. We're in a bit of a sorry state, to be quite honest. I talked to a lot of guys here for other different football teams, Leeds United, Man United, Aston Villa fans, some South American guys. They know about El Buffalo and things like that. They're all pretty depressed for us as well. For being such a big club, we are absolute powder puff. And I think the Americans, they obviously didn't know what they were getting themselves into, but I now believe that they've made another mistake with this Danny Rowe. I don't know what you think.
I'll say this one first, Dakey. The Danny Rowe one, for me, mate, the eyebrows was raised again when we're bringing in such a young manager, and again, no overly proven. His background, his philosophy, and all the rest of it sounds good. He's worked with right top managers and all the rest of it, which again ticked the box for me. But I do feel that in our league, as you look about, like say that Jim Goodwin the night and all the rest of it, I do feel you need an old head, mate. I think in our dugout, and I think Danny Rowe would be actually good as a number 2. Away, like you say, maybe like somebody like a Muscat next to him. But time will tell, mate. He's got to get this transfer window anyway in the next one, probably.
But I think we're just treading water again, personally, in regards, with that. We're just treading water again and again and again. I mean, at the beginning of the show, I was listening to you and he was talking about Tavernier, you know what I mean? So, we're in the same position. The Americans have to bite the bullet, and they have to make some really, really big changes, which I think that they've done with getting rid of Thelwell and that other Muppet who was the chairman or whatever his job title was. But it's essential that we get people in the right place. And I think as they start with a really good manager, somebody that other teams will raise their heads and look at, like, you know what I mean?
Agree, mate, agree. I think we can join with somebody else. Is that you, Bob J? Are you in?
Look, I'll just hang up because it is a wee bit noisy here where I am at the moment. I thought it was going to be a bit quieter, but look, you still do a great show, all right? Sorry I've not called in for a wee while. I'm just a wee bit frustrated with the team. I don't know where to start. You could speak all day and all night and all morning about it, but keep it going for the Rangers anyway, all right?
You take care, big man. Don't do yourself.
All right, take care, big man. All the best. Thanks very much for taking my call.
Cheers, Al. Thanks, man. Bob J, are you in, mate? Oh, you're a robot, Bob J. I'll get the boys to drop you out and give you a wee phone back, all right? You're sounding like a Dalek now.
He's on Mars.
Aye, that's better. That's better, mate. Aye, okay, mate. I think this was going to come anyway with the feel good for the honeymoon period. I think we can well and truly say the honeymoon period with the new manager's worn off, mate, and now we're looking to see the improvements coming. And like I says, I don't think we're going to see any improvement unless we get some new blood into this team. And by the way, it can't be young guys for me. It's got to be experience. I know that might cost the bank, but somehow our chairman now has got to fix this issue that he's done. We need to try and look at this, like I say, committee signing and do something with that. I know. I just think that he's just going to be a dead weight. He's got to be another Matondo that will be hanging about a dressing room, being a waste of space, mate, unfortunately. So the chairman, is got a massive job coming up in the next couple of weeks, mate, and he needs to have these signings ready to go January 1st, mate, for me.
Aye. Listen, it's Calvin as he's put plenty of money in there to gain control of the club. For me, he's made kind of massive financial mistakes with trusting the wrong people. I believe it was him that put Patrick Stewart in there to do his due diligence on the club to see what he needed, and I think he trusted the judgment on others to bring Kevin Thelwell in. Who again brought in Russell Martin, but I think Bob's back in the call there. But it's going to cost a lot of money. He's seen for himself there now how bad we are, how bad the recruitment is, and it's cost him a pretty penny. So it's up to him to rectify it. But we'll go back to Bob. I think it sounds a better line for him.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing?
Bob, mate, welcome.
Can you hear me all right now? Yeah.
Yeah, mate.
It's fine,
crack on.
Look, I heard the previous caller there, the boy. I remember him calling. He lives in America, I believe it. Australia, yeah. Well, I mean, he's got on there about just sack Roll and get another manager in. Is that the way we carry? What are we, a pup team, a junior team? No, I couldn't disagree more. Roll's only gone with the hand he's been dealt, and he can't do nothing about it to the transfer window. Do you think if Muscat comes and snaps his finger, everything's going to be all right? No. I'm afraid it's football we're talking about here. It doesn't work like that. I'm as frustrated as a boy. I understand where he's coming from. But no, I think Rollo will end up being a good appointment for Rangers. Give the boy a chance. Give him a transfer window, possibly another year. And we'll see how it goes along. Funnily enough, I thought Rangers were a bit better on it and should have won the game. But unlucky when Danilo hit the bar, but unlucky when Gassaman hit the post. But that's football. We're playing against the 4 times a year, the 4 times a year outfit. So that's Scottish football. The start we had under Martin, it held us back ages, but it's coming home to roost now. I'll just have to see what happens the rest of the season. I'll keep it going. There's more than half a season to go yet. Then I get too despondent. At least we never got beat tonight. We start something out the jaws of defeat, which is something we would never have done a month ago. So, but there is, we can't defend, boys. The defending tonight was as bad as it's ever been. The attacking, I can't really score anything. Chermiti, you should have scored, son, but you never. So, I'm afraid therein lies the problems that have always been there. Give a man a chance to sort it. I've sorted it to a good extent anyway. So, what do you think?
Okay, I'll let you come in, mate.
Listen, I can see both sides of the argument. I mean, I'm pretty much in a staunch defence of Danny Roll that they know, but I can also see where Big Al's coming from. I mean,
right.
Roll's coaching abilities is there because of the clubs and the national team, the stature of the clubs and that he's been at. His first opportunity to manage in Britain, he was thrown right into a basket case of a club, and we see what's happened with Sheffield Wednesday now with mere point deduction because of the ownership. So you can feel sorry for him that he's come into our club, and I kind of know exactly the best of stability either. His young age, I think, does go against him, as in the kind of focal point and manager of the club. I suggested last week, there, Bob, I don't know if you heard this, but if the Americans could possibly go back to a Steven Gerrard, for example, because he knew how to build the team, but use Danny Rowe's credibility as a coach, and kind of guide them that way. I think that's maybe where Big Al and possibly GB are that's coming from. We're not really, advocating for us to sack Danny Rowe, but just get somebody in there with more experience to actually build a team rather than just coach the team. Because if he's coaching these set of players and he's still not leaving, I don't know whether he's protecting Curtis and Cameron by leaving them on the bench, or whether he's just been stubborn, or whether he's been told no to play him. I don't know, but it's just the fact he's just leaving them there. It does leave a wee bit of question marks for me. But I don't know. I don't know that as it is now, Bob, we can't do nothing with players until January anyway.
That's
So
what
there's
I'm
no
saying.
point in getting rid of them now.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't want rid of anybody. I just wanted to be better. I do believe that Roll will end up doing no a bad job. I mean, how long's a piece of string? We've spoke like this for far too long, boys. There's about time we were talking about the pressure we were putting on them at the top of the league and all the good things. Today, all this analysing gloom every time we phone in. I said it last night, I'll say it tonight again. I did see an improvement tonight, but I don't know. I didn't care. I'm kind of at a loss for words if that's possible for me. So we'll just have to see how we go on when we're ongoing. We've got a difficult game again on a plastic pitch on Saturday night, so on we go. But bringing in the likes of Gerrard or the top of Roll, I didn't think that would work. I don't think so. Roll would have every right to come in and say, look, you appointed me the manager. I'm the manager. No, I'm. That would create a conflict of interest. I'm sure he's getting that.
I know, I agree. I don't like. I mean, I certainly don't think Rule would accept
a conflict
it as well.
of interest, a conflict of stature.
But what I would say, Bob Chair, is in away from like results and players and all the rest of it, Rogue's been brought in with his coaching staff, and he's brought in a set piece coach and stuff like that as well. They guys need to show improvement throughout our squad, because if they're not able to do it, then again, there's no use them being there either. I mean, like I says, we're hiring these folk in to improve us, and if we're watching week in, week out that there's no improvement. I mean, the set plays the night again, mate, was absolutely shocking.
Well, Jim was on last night, and he was right in what he said, and it happened the night again. Where Tavernier plods from one end of the park to the other, one side of the park to the other, to take every set piece. And I'm sitting with my head in my hands saying, look at this, is happening again. And the set piece play tonight produced nothing. They're pretty good play, pretty good 1-2s, pretty link-ups, yeah, but the set piece was terrible. So what's the point of having a coach there? I didn't agree with that. If you can't take a set piece of football, you shouldn't be playing football. So obviously you have noticed that tonight, that the set play was terrible. Am I right?
I know. No, you're right, mate. And we've actually, we've got to that time of the night, mate. So just your final thoughts, Bob Jerry, and thanks for phoning, mate.
Well, that's all right. It's always a pleasure to phone in, much as you can. We're approaching Christmas time again, languishing in the league. Thanks for... We snatched a draw for the jaws of defeat tonight. Turned it on that Goodwin in because he hates us, all the rest. It's good to do that to get in the 4 times a league club. 4 times a season club. So, well done tonight, Rangers. You kept fighting, you kept going, you got a point out of it. That's about all I can say, boys. And I'm here for you all the weekend. Okay.
Brilliant, Bob Chair. Thanks for phoning in, mate. Much appreciated.
No worries, mate. Anytime.
Cheers, Bob Chair.
AK, mate, your final thoughts, mate.
Well, it's 2 points dropped in essence, but well, another night at the office, but missed opportunity for me, pal. Wanted a victory, we got a draw, so missed opportunity. But Thanks again for tonight. Always a pleasure being on Rangers Radio. Thanks to your techie team and everybody that's listening. On to the weekend in Rugby Park.
Cheers, buddy. No, again, thanks for joining us tonight, mate. Thanks for your contribution to the show. Big thanks to the techie boys in the background. Let's hope that this win and that last minute penalty will kickstart the team into Saturday. We'll be back tomorrow night talking about all things Glasgow Rangers. Good night.